think he will get goals. I think he will link up play. How are we doing, guys? Leeds TV, Leeds vs Preston. This is the match preview of the game. So, I get straight on the starting 11 I go with in this game. We know Gonzalo Berardi's out. We know Pablo Hernandez is out. Cameron Roof's out. And Jamie Shackleston's out. So, the team, based on that, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd keep the team the same. There are calls to bring in Jack Clark on the left-hand side. Possibly Lewis Baker in the midfield role. Possibly Adam Forshaw, etc, etc. But for me, the team has to stay the same. I don't really see a particular reason to change the team, because I felt Lewis Baker, who came on Saturday, Adam Forshaw, who came on Saturday, and the other, Stuart Dallas, who also came on Saturday, none of them really did enough for me to claim, a starting 11 place, really. It's all well and good saying Alioski was poor. I don't know, trying to think who else played. Tyler Roberts got criticism as well. Those are the main two. But it's all well and good saying they should be dropped, but you've got to have someone in form to bring in. And for me, none of those three did enough to come into the team. They didn't really improve us. So for me, it has to stay the same. Bailey Peacock-Farrell, Luke Ayling, Pontus, Liam Cooper, Barry Douglas, back four. Obviously, Pontus and Barry Douglas should do better on the goal on Saturday, but for me, that back four did really well on Saturday overall. I think we were under a lot of pressure in the first half and coped with it, and that's all you can ask for, really. Being able to cope with that pressure, and the back four did its job. Hopefully against Preston and Birmingham, we'll have more control in the middle of the park, so that we're not relying on the back four to bail us out as much. We're not relying on Bailey Peacock-Farrell to make saves. Hopefully that'll be the case anyway. The midfield, again, I very much keep the same. KP in the holding role. Jack Harrison on the right hand side, who I think has been in super form over the last couple of games. I think he's really starting to look at home now, Jack Harrison. He's played in his best position on the right hand side, able to cut in, get himself a goal like he did on Saturday, able to get across into the box. Able to cut in on that left hand side, his left foot. I think he's really good at doing that. He showed it in the MLS. He's also, I think, getting used to the speed of the game. He has to be a bit more one touch, two touch, not taking 2 or 3 touches on the ball, not looking up, delaying and that lot. That's what he was doing a little bit too much of in the first couple of games. He had that chance against Swansea, he had that chance against Bolton, to get the ball in the box or have a shot, and he just wanted a bit too much time. But I think now he looks a much, much, much better player. I was expecting it, really. I was expecting that to happen for Jack Harrison. I'm delighted for him. He deserved his goal on Saturday, and I think he's got every aspect of his game has improved over the last couple of games. It's remarkable how quickly it has improved, but it just shows from its changing position how dramatically it has changed for Jack Harrison. I see him as a key player on Saturday, on Tuesday even. Centre mids, Matthias Click, Samuel Sive. I'm really liking that midfield tandem. Matthias Click wasn't quite at his best on Saturday, but Samuel Sive stood up to the task, and I thought he was fantastic on Saturday. And I think it just works perfectly, that midfield. I don't see any reason to change it. I do like Lewis Baker, I do like Adam Forshaw, but neither did enough for me to come into the team. Left hand side, Alioski. Now this is the one where I really was considering a change. You look at Stuart Dallas as an option there, Jack Clark's an option there. There's probably a lot of other options there as well, which I can't think of off the top of my head. But I think Alioski has to stay in the team. I've said before about Alioski, I've been quite defensive about him this season, but at the end of the day, he's still been productive. 2 goals, 2 assists in 8 games, whatever it is. That's decent. If you can maintain that for the season, that's brilliant. Obviously, it's going to be a tough ask to maintain that for the season. It is frustrating at times he doesn't play as a winger, he doesn't take his full back on, and he doesn't really give us that outlet that an out-and-out winger would do. But I swap all that for goals, and that's what Alioski gives us, goals. That ability to run between the full back and the centre back on the right hand side, and it just creates havoc. It did against Millwall. Even when wasn't at his best, he found that run so many times. In the first half, he just got in behind their full back, and he was there. He was able to cross the ball. Tyler Roberts had that chance. It got blocked. That could easily be a goal. Had a couple in the second half as well where he messed up the cross, but he makes those runs. It causes panic when he makes that run. And for me, up front, Tyler Roberts starts this game. I felt obviously Tyler Roberts had some good chances. There was a couple where you think if Kemal Roof had been in that position, he probably would have took him. But I think what was good was he got the chances. It was a game where he was at times isolated, but he found the space. He made the runs. He worked hard, and I think the finish will come. I think he will get goals. You know, I think I've seen some really, I think, unfair comparisons to Caleb Ekuban. You know, I think it's unfair that, you know, after a couple of games, he's playing his first game as a centre forward, but there you go. Look, listen, it's not ideal having Tyler Roberts as a centre forward at the minute. You know, with his development, he still needs to develop. It's not his best position, but for me, I'm not panicking about that. I think he will get goals. I think he will link up play. That is his strength. I think he can be an asset up front. But obviously, he'd rather have Kemal Roof or Patrick Bamford. But I wasn't that critical of Tyler Roberts' performance. I was a bit frustrated he didn't take the chances, but it's one of those. He got the chances, which matters more to me. But for me, that's the team I go with. I think when you're looking at Preston, it's tough to say what we're going to face against Preston. I think in the home game, in the cup, you know, Preston were excellent. They tactically were absolutely spot on. They knew how to play against us. They knew what to do. I thought what they did really well was to restrict our ability to play the ball at the back. They pressed us really well. They always kept a striker or a winger. They always pressed with three people really. They had the right-sided player on one side covering the left back, left-sided player covering the right back, and the striker stopping the centre-backs playing out. And that really created that really gave their midfield the chance to press against our midfield. And it made it really tough for us to play out the back. We had to go long quite a lot. So from that point of view, that's something we're going to have to overcome. But what I will say is, we've got people like Luke Ayling, Barry Douglas playing, you know, as opposed to what we had playing in the cup games. You know, better players playing out the back. Obviously got people like Calvin Phillips playing in this better position. Samuel Side able to break the press. You know, what I really like is Samuel Side can break that press. He can run at the place. He can take two people out of position. As soon as he takes two people out of position, it breaks their press and it makes it more of a level playing field for ourselves. You know, Preston are second bottom, but I think it's a dangerous team still. They've got some dangerous players. You know, look at Callum Robinson. I look at Ben Pearson's out of this game. You know, he's got suspended, but Ben Pearson for me is a massive loss to them. That's a positive. But defensively, you know, I think they have conceded a lot of goals, but they have got some good defenders there. And you know, it's going to be a tough game. Sean Maguire might be back for this game. Who knows? He's a good striker, so I wouldn't totally underrate this Preston team. Obviously they're not in form, but I felt this is a Preston team that's capable of making the playoffs. Probably not going to make the playoffs now after the start they've had to the season, but they are still a dangerous team. They tactically were absolutely spot on in that game in the cup, and probably the best performance I've seen against Leeds this season, so it's tough from that point of view. What I would like to see on Tuesday is the substitutions. As much as I said, people like Jack Clark, Lewis Baker, Adam Forshaw, Stuart Dallas shouldn't start this game. I think if we have another first 60-65 minutes like we did against Millwall, they should get their chance off the bench. I think Jack Clark especially should get a chance, you know, to come on for Alioski or Jack Harrison or Tyler Roberts, whoever's not performing. You know, because I felt obviously Alioski was probably lucky to play the full 90 minutes, but I think for me, I would like to see changes. I would like to see Jack Clark get his chance if we're not playing well. But the best case scenario, I guess, would be if we are playing well, and we are winning the game comfortable, if that is, by the way, that I would like to see people like Jack Clark come on. Ryan Edmondson come on as well, another player I've not mentioned. But, you know, you see how the game goes, really. It's a case of that, and it's going to be a tough game. It's a game I think we can win. And I've said again about the Millwall points, it's only a good point if we make the most of these home games. Preston and Birmingham, you know, it's going to be two tough games. Both teams have got good quality individually. They're not as bad as I think the league position suggests either. Both tough games, but we have to be taking maximum points. We have to be at least competing, you know, from the first minute to the 90th. There is a big opportunity, I think, over the next 4 or 5 games to pick up points. But in this level, we have to respect every team. You know, it's going to be tough against whoever we play. But in the context of where we are, we need to win, you know, tomorrow. For me, it's simple as that. It is a must-win at this stage. And that's the mentality we have to go with. I've been Oscar Marriott, All Leeds TV. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later.